Hi, I'm Liz Fuller, and today I'm in Bel Air, California to meet the cast of the film Beautiful Scars. So I'm sat here with Carolyne Maraghi, the actress from the short film Beautiful Scars, and it's a really meaningful film, so I hope you're going to watch it. If you haven't watched the film yet, Carolyne, tell us a little bit about the synopsis without giving anything away.
Yes. So it's basically about a woman who is going through hard times, depression, and has had a traumatic past. And it's basically her journey through trying to keep up with life and work and things you have to do day to day, but still very affected by what's happened to her in her past. So without giving too much away, it's basically, about depression and also about teen suicide, because her job is to be a counselor, on the phone counselor for Teen Crisis Line.
Teen Crisis Center, how can I help?
And so it's an interesting parallel to have someone who has their own troubles, who is doing their best to help, teens who have suicide thoughts or depression of their own. So it's an interesting sort of parallel story that way.
It's really interesting meeting you, because I watched the film yesterday, and I have to say that in the film, you're almost like a different person. I met Chloe and I interviewed Chloe, but with you, I almost meet you today, and you're such a good actress because you're so bubbly and curly hair and vivacious when I meet you, but then watching the film, so serious and such a strong message. So your character goes through an emotional journey. What emotions ran through you as you were playing the character?
Wow, I mean, this person is very closed off, and at the same time, her job is to help other people, to help teenagers. So it's a really interesting dichotomy between wanting to help others and not being able to help yourself, and giving advice to others on how to live better lives and get, out of depression, at the same time not doing that for her own self, wallowing in her own troubles and not seeking help and not seeing past what's happened to her. So it's, yeah.
Tell us what it was like working with the producer and director on Beautiful Scars.
It was an incredible experience, actually. So Billy, who's one of the producers I've actually known for almost 10 years now, and he's very, very generous, very open. We talked about the role. We talked about the sort of the energy of the film, and he went above and beyond to support me in this journey, from how I was brought to set to just allowing me the space to get into, the character and everything. Very respectful and very supportive. And then Paul was really, I felt that him and I were really on the same page throughout the whole shooting of the movie. We had talked before about it. I had some questions, and he knew, he had a very clear idea of what he wanted, and it was very much in line with what I was thinking. So we gelled. We absolutely understood each other. And so when we were shooting, it was very shorthand. He would give me a note, or, say, let's do it again, or this way, or this is what's happening. And we just jump right into it. It was no wasted minute. It flowed really well the whole day. Yeah.
I kind of feel like the whole film is, there's almost like a divine gift, or it's meaningful, and there's a message that people should see. Or maybe not just see, but as a message that I think people will feel. Mm-hmm. I mean, do you feel the same, like as a really poignant message?
Yes, I do. That's what attracted me to the part so much, is just that it's about, trusting that there are other people like you. You're never alone. You think you are alone going through something, and there's hundreds, if not thousands, if not tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people who either have gone through it before or are going through it right now.
Yeah.
So by trusting that you're not alone, that there is help, and for whether it's for adults or for teenagers who are going through really tough times, for a teenager to actually have the guts to make that call to the crisis line, that's already step one. A lot of teenagers don't even go there. Also, the directors had firsthand experience helping teens who go through, depression and suicide thoughts. So that was obviously an incredible tool I could use to ask him, how he would answer the phone and what he would say and what he would write down, what would be salient points to write down when you talk to someone, or when would you alert the police if there's something really dangerous they want to do to themselves and things like that. So that was very valuable. And the other producer, Billy Sly Williams, has been also very supportive and very helpful. He's worked with me on the script, and also has gone, above and beyond, and, helping me on the day of shooting, doing everything he could to make sure that I would, stay focused. So that was obviously a huge help. We don't get this very often. It's something I'd never played before, so it terrified me, which is always a good sign. And then I loved how the story was told. I love how it was written and how it surprised me as I was reading it. It was never going where I thought it would go. So I thought that was very beautifully, composed as a short film.
Well, Carolyne, I think you really are the major part of this film. I mean, all eyes are on you throughout the film. As an actress, do you ever feel like you have this incredible feat you owe it to the subject matter because it's so serious, but you also owe it to the audience to really nail the part? Do you ever, and you really have done, so do you ever panic or think, can I get there? Can I get that deep with the emotions? Because this film really has layers and layers.
Yeah.
I mean, how does an actress take on such a serious subject matter?
Well, for me, it's two parts. The first part is preparation. And if you prepare really well, you do your research, how I work is through certain focuses. I have, depending on where I'm at in the script, I'll be very clear as to what my focus is in that scene or that particular part of the scene. So I just prepare and get very familiar with the world of the character and also the character itself, and what the character does for a living too is a whole other level as well. And then the second part is I don't know for other actors, but for me, before actually shooting or going on stage or whatever job I'm doing, I always, worry that I actually don't know what I'm doing. I always have this panic just before.
Last minute nerves.
Last minute, I don't know what I'm going to do. But trusting that you've done the work is very powerful. And also trusting that I've been doing this for a long time, and that I have, trained constantly for so many years. So I just have to sit in it and trust that it's there. And then once I get started, and the days started incredibly well, just the vibe on set, everybody on set was very respectful, very good, very sharp. Everybody knew exactly what they were doing. There was no waste. Not a minute was wasted. And so everybody was just focused on what they had to do. So it created this perfect type of energy for the type of movie that this is.
Carolyne, you're amazing in the film.
Thank you.
So really meaningful. And like I said, this film definitely is going to touch you. I think you may be different after you watch it. I hope that you'll follow it at all the film festivals and you'll stay in touch with Overflow Entertainment.